said their fork down with deliberate sound. Buying a house by yourself? Yes, I've been planning this for a long time. I want somewhere peaceful, close to nature, not too far from the city, but away from all the honking and traffic. My dad raised any brow. Vanessa stared at me like I just announced I was buying a spaceship. Enemy, Mom said in that voice that sounded like concern, but felt like a command. Son, just think about yourself like this. Buying a house is a big deal. You should have at least talked to us first. He kept calm. Mom, I've been saving for 7 years. It's my money. I didn't borrow from anyone. I'm not in debt. Vanessa jumped in, her voice a bit louder than usual. I'm not saying you can't buy a house, but you need to think ahead. A house should have space for others, not just for living alone forever. And who exactly are the others here? I asked, half joking. No one answered, but the exchanged glances between my mom and Vanessa made me uneasy. The next night, I was preparing financial documents for the mortgage application. I got a text from my mom. I just spoke with Miss Karen at church. There's a beautiful house in Cedar Ridge, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, big backyard for the kids to run around. He'll send you the link. Then came a flood of messages from Vanessa. You have to check this one out. Great school district, supermarket nearby, even has a home office. If you get that place, we could visit more often. I looked at the giant living room, the hotel-like kitchen with 2 refrigerators inside. Thanks, but I am looking for something smaller and quieter. Vanessa replied with just one word. Why? I didn't respond. 3 days later, during lunch break, my mom called, excitement in her voice. Sweetie, I just saw the house on Maple Street. The owners are moving soon. They're slashing the price. The master has a balcony and 2 small bedrooms, perfect for kids. You've got to see it. I closed my eyes for a second and replied as gently as I could, Mom, I really don't need that much space. I don't have kids, and I'm not planning to have anyone move in all day. You'll want to, she argued, and even if not, Vanessa and the kids could come stay on weekends. They need the space. An apartment is way too cramped. That's when it hit me. The pieces fell into place. Hence I used to believe that dedication would eventually be rewarded until the day I opened that old document folder that afternoon. I stopped by my parents' house in Salem, Oregon, like I did every weekend. My mother, Denise, wasn't tech savvy, so I often helped her check bills, organize taxpayers, and scan important documents. That 2-story red brick house, the one I had spent nearly a decade financially supporting and helping renovate tile by tile, felt like a second home to me. Can you take a look at this for me? She said, handing me a messy stack of papers before heading back to her orchids in the backyard. I sat down at the dining table, sifting through the pile until my eyes landed on a thick cream-colored envelope labeled in bold estate plan. And I hesitated, not because I was curious, at least that's what I told myself, but because I wanted to make sure everything was in order. I'd always been the one to worry about things like this, the one who kept the family from falling apart. But as I flipped to the asset distribution page, I felt a tight pressure in my chest. Everything, and I mean everything. My parents owned the house, over $450,000 in savings, the new SUV, even Mom's wedding ring was clearly stated Togo to Samantha, my younger sister, and me. Not a word, not a single mention beyond the vague line, we love both our daughters. I clenched the paper, McKnuckles turning white. Every memory of working 2 jobs to help pay their mortgage, of driving through snowstorms to deliver Mom's medication, of fixing plumbing, replacing shingles, each of them felt like they had just been slapped out of existence by the cold printed sentence. I heard my mom re-enter the house, her footsteps light behind me. Hannah, did you find the statement? I stood up, will in hand, and turned around. My voice was calm, unnervingly calm. Mom, is this real? She froze, her eyes glancing at the paper in my hand. Oh, Hannah, what does that mean? I cut her off, my throat tight, but each word sharp. A lifetime of caring for you and Dad, and I'm written off like I never existed. My dad, Richard, walked in from a living room just then, coffee mug in hand. He set it down with a sigh, like he was about to comment on the weather. You don't need to react like this, Hannah. You're doing fine. Samantha, still figuring things out. I let out a laugh, humorless and dry. Figuring things out? She's 30. She changes jobs every 3 months, lives off YouTube too, and can't pay her own phone bill. I'm the one who paid your mortgage for the last 3 years, the one who fixed the roof last winter, the one who's kept this house from falling apart dollar by dollar. My mom stepped forward, placing a hand over mine, as if that could calm me. Don't overthink it. I just wanted your sister to feel secure. I pulled my hand away, nodded slightly, my gaze ice cold. Secure? And what about me, the only one who's kept this place standing all these years? They said nothing. I placed the will back on the table like returning a declaration of war. Thanks for showing me where I really stand. I walked to the door without looking back. No one called out behind me, and for the first time in years, I didn't feel hurt. I just felt empty, a quiet, hollow kind of emptiness that chilled me to the bone. And never returned to that house after discovering the will. 2 weeks passed in silence, no calls, no messages, like I had never existed in their world. I told myself if they had even a shred of conscience, they'd reach out, but instead of an apology or explanation, what I got was a message from Dad: Hannah, this month's mortgage is due. Can you transfer it soon? Deadlines is Friday. I sat frozen, staring at the message in disbelief. Part of me almost laughed. No mention of what happened, no asking if I was okay, just a demand like I was their default. And I typed back every word like I think Samantha can handle it. That house is hers now, right? Then I set my phone down and didn't wait for a reply. 10 minutes later, the screen lit up again. This time it was, "Mom, Hannah, don't do this. We need to talk." I didn't answer. I wasn't sad. I wasn't even angry anymore. Just a kind of ruthless clarity had taken the place of every fragile hope I once held for years. I believed my sacrifices would be acknowledged. I was wrong, and I had no interest in playing savior anymore. 3 days later, the next message came from Samantha: "You're overreacting, Mom, and Dad didn't mean it like that. You've always been independent, and I'm just not, you know." That I typed slowly, each word cutting through my sister's fake mask. "Then prove you deserve what you've been given. Start by paying the mortgage." No response. Another week passed in silence, until one Monday morning, while I was sipping coffee